yeah. Ball in my court, high step is a layup. My life like a movie, just keep moving, it's a trailer. Chefing in my kitchen, got me trying to get my cake up. I thank God for all this coming to me, not straight up.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Ash, you've been inspired by Combo. You saw him wear the St. John's jacket in an earlier episode.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
And then you just decided, sometimes I dream that he is me, like Combo. If I could be like Combo, oh, be like Combo, like Combo. If I could be like Combo. How you been, man? What's up?
How you know this is not St. John's, the island?
Prep in Astoria, St. John's Prep?
Could be that. Could be the island in the Caribbeans.
Just a minute. You want to be like me?
No. You know? What you say?
How you been, man?
And, living my life, chilling, getting work done.
Very low-key guy. That Ash guy.
Simple. Keep it simple,
Mysterious.
Am I? I got people following me on my personal page.
Off
the pod.
I hope it's not Julius Randle fans.
No. They don't follow. They just come in DMs.
Speaking about, how many people DM'd you about that?
2.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah. All right, speaking of the Knicks, speaking of Julius Randle, his teammate, Rick Brunson's son.
Who I played against.
Where was this? You play, Rick Brunson.
Oh.
You want to hear something crazy about Rick Brunson? And I have total respect for Rick Brunson. Growing up, that was the guy that, if you weren't good, they would, be like, yo, you're Rick Brunson. That was, a real thing in New York.
Oh, wow. Nah. So I'm from Massachusetts.
Okay, so you didn't hear that.
So Rick, I don't know if he's originally from Massachusetts or he just moved to Massachusetts after he retired. But he's living in Massachusetts. And he used to play in a men's league.
Okay.
And he was still that guy. I don't think people fully understand how good NBA players are. This guy was probably 4 or 5 years retired, playing in one of the best men's leagues in Massachusetts. Well, actually, this one was in New Hampshire. And all Division I, Division II, either pro players or in college players, casual 77. Casual.
Basketball's a weird sport, though, because I feel like some players, whether you're in the NBA or not, are just better, open rec guys. You could see certain guys go to Rucker and not look that good,
Yeah.
Because that's not their style of play.
This is why I say even within the NBA, you go from team to team. Situation matters.
Look at Jordan Poole.
No. He's getting the same opportunities. He's getting a better opportunity now. He's just not that good.
I mean, the gravity is different around him. You don't have Draymond there. It's different. Even though Draymond punched him, but you get it.
His game is an ISO score. You're getting an opportunity to ISO score, sir. You can shoot as many shots as you want. You're getting $30-something million a year, fam. You just taking bad shots. You just aren't that good. You know what I mean? You're just really I think people also forgot that he's legit 6'3.5". You know what I mean? He ain't a big dude.
It's funny. He looks a lot taller than Steph, but they're the same size.
Yeah, So, I feel bad for him. I don't even feel bad for him, honestly, actually. He gets everything he deserves right now. You ask for all of this, you're getting it. When you are held up to that pedestal, you're gonna, people are gonna come down at you when you don't live up, and he's definitely not living up.
One person who is living up to the bill. We talked about Rick a little bit. Let's segue to Jalen. Becky Hammon had some interesting quotes. I'm not going to get verbatim on you as I did on my podcast because I actually read the quote out loud on my podcast, and Jason Timpf, my guy, kind of broke that down for us. But from your standpoint, Becky don't think he's a 1A dude because of size. And then Jalen, after that quote, comes out on Christmas and dominates. He was listening, bro. He was listening.
Okay. What's your thoughts first? That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, I don't think you could win a championship with Jalen Brunson as your best player. I would have liked him, actually. I don't know why Dallas didn't keep him. They could have won a championship there. with him, he could have been a second best player on that team. Like he could have took that Kyrie role that Kyrie has now. Now I don't think he's as good as Kyrie, but I think he could have fit that role. I think he's
a better fit.
He could be a better. I can't even. I don't know. Like,
No, he's
but
a better fit.
yeah, I mean they played great together. Like they loved each other. Like the crazy thing is like Luka actually liked playing with them.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to pay him.
Yeah.
And he could have been that number 2 guy, with them. But do you feel he could be the best player on a championship team? And do you agree with Becky?
100% agree. Dog, water is wet. That's what she just said. She said water is wet. That's essentially what she
Is
said.
an elephant heavy?
Everybody knows like what she said is 100% accurate. Statistically, in the history of the NBA, there has only been 2, probably 1, I would say, small player that's ever led his team to a championship. That's Isaiah. You could say Steph, but
Isaiah's underrated, right?
Isaiah's underrated.
Yeah.
Beat Jordan, beat Bird. I mean, beat Bird, beat Jordan, beat Magic. Yep.
Okay, in playoff series, but
Yeah.
he got 2 chips though.
Yeah, he's the only person that's done all that.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
All 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like, that's legit. So, and like in the same year.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
But back to what we were saying.
but yeah, so like literally, Isaiah is the only person, small guard, that's ever done that. If you want to say Steph, you can say Steph. He did it twice.
Not so small, but,
But he's not so small.
Yeah.
Not as small as Jalen Brunson. But ever. So what she's saying is like, it makes sense. Most likely, I mean, we've had some great small guards, like much better than, no disrespect to Jalen Brunson, that haven't done it. You know what I mean? Iverson, IT's years when he, like, I think I could say IT is probably better than Jalen Brunson. Peak IT was better than Jalen Brunson.
that's close.
No, it's not. Peak IT was putting up 50 like almost every other night. Like he was.
Yeah. No, I'm
And
not.
then- and then
But bro,
playoffs,
I'm
he was
not.
even
I'm not
crazier.
taking anything away from IT.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like maybe I don't know. It's comparable, but like I personally would put peak IT was an MVP candidate, and Jalen Brunson, no disrespect, is not an MVP candidate. Like peak IT was top 5 MVP candidate. Jalen Brunson hasn't gotten there yet. So, anyways, but yeah,
there was some MVP buzz last year, by the way. Like we talk. No, I'm serious though. Like Doug Gottlieb actually mentioned it. We were talking about Doug a little bit before the pod
MVP of what, fam?
because the impact he had with the Knicks. Like he did change that team around.
The impact that he brought the Knicks to a 5 seed. Okay, great.
Nah, but everything changed.
Like the.
But and the numbers are real good too. Like
Okay.
I'm just saying there was buzz from people who know the game. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, but no, I'm saying so. Yeah, what she said didn't move the needle for me because it's absolutely true. It makes sense. The most controversial part of the entire statement was the fact that everybody got at her, and the only reason everybody got at her is because it was a woman. If Shaq, a 7-foot man, had said that this guy is too small, it wouldn't have even hit page 3.
Knicks fans might get at him though. Knicks fans. If he would have said that on TNT, Knicks fans might start going at him.
Knicks fans are irrational, so maybe that's like they would say something like that. But like the only like we do this as a society, right? And it kind of fucking annoys me, right? Where if someone makes a critical assessment about somebody, the first thing they do is like, well, what have you done? How do you compare to that person? That's not the argument. No one's saying is Becky Hammon a better basketball player than Jalen Brunson. But people go, well, you don't deserve to say that because you're a woman, or you aren't as good, or what? Who are you? People often say that same thing in the comments when I say shit about Julius Randle, whatever. Who the fuck are you? You ever played? You fucking suck. You sit on your couch, all this shit like that. That doesn't mean I can't make my opinion about something. You know what I mean? Like the best journalists out there didn't hoop. A lot of them didn't hoop.
100%.
You know what I mean? So they have their opinions as well too. So people were getting mad at her, disrespecting her, and all this other stuff because she made an opinion that honestly, like most smart analysts would make the exact same opinion. It makes so much sense. So I even think deep down in their hearts, in their orange and blue hearts, they know she was right. They just didn't want to hear her say it.
So this is what this topic makes me think about. The 2004 Pistons, right? Because
Okay.
I feel like they're probably the only team that has won a championship in the past 20 or so years without a top 5 guy.
Yeah, probably.
Was D-Wade a top 5 guy?
Absolutely.
Well, who was in the league at that time? LeBron, Kobe, T-Mac.
When he won. I mean, 2006, yeah, okay, but T-Mac wasn't that T-Mac. In 2006, T-Mac was in Houston. He wasn't the same guy. He was still good, but he wasn't.
We have to
the top
check
guy.
who was in the league at that time. Well, Kobe and LeBron were
Kobe
definitely
and
in the
LeBron
league.
definitely. But at I mean, argue. No, LeBron.
Wait, did
better
Shaq have a better regular season than D-Wade that year?
No,
I
Shaq had a subpar regular season. He had a big playoffs. And
Okay.
That's what pushed him over the edge because they weren't even that good of a team. I mean, they weren't bad, but they were like I think they came in as like the middle of the pack, 5th, 6th seed or something.
So
like that.
you feel like consensus he was top 5 during the regular season, D-Wade that year.
I mean, he was. You could say he might not. I don't think he was top 5 in the regular season, but he was top 5 in the playoffs.
So
when
yeah,
it mattered.
So here's my point.
I'll give you that. He turned up and he was the best. Not even top 5. He was the best player that playoff stretch.
100%.
An incredible playoff stretch. Like unprecedented amount of free throws.
Bro, they were comparing him to Jordan.
Yeah, he was. No, that playoff run he was crazy. But it was because honestly, first of all, he wasn't that good before that. So like he wasn't like as good as he wasn't a guy that teams were really like super game planning for because he was 3 years.
It kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, kind of came out of nowhere. 3 years into the league, right? And then on top of it, like because he became like a star, he started to get so many more calls, right? And he went to the free
We're
throw line
struggling
a
to
million
find.
times.
Basically, at the end of the day, we're struggling
Yeah.
to find
And then-
somebody outside the 2004 Pistons, which makes me come back to your point, which is true. Like Jalen Brunson's not a top 5 guy, so her take isn't even outrageous in any way.
Yeah.
Like you have Luka, and you have Jokic, and you have Giannis, and you have SGA, and you have Embiid. I mean, he's not a top 5 guy, so the take isn't anything outrageous. I think just fans of the Knicks probably took it out of context and thought it was a ridiculous take. Yeah. But I do think it's motivating him at the same time.
I agree. You know, I think people just get upset often when women are controversial. I think, you know, I feel bad for a lot of women that are in these spaces. Right?
She's such a smart basketball mind, though. So you
super smart. I think she's a feisty, tough woman, and her takes like I am excited to hear. Like I started watching her more after that, actually, right? I'm excited to hear a woman that isn't so like that's more differential, that has like a strong take. Like you hear often a lot of women are just trying to be accepted in the space of male sports. So they're usually like not super hard takes, like you know like Ramona Shelburne, what's her name? Doris Burke. Like
Doris Burke is really smart basketball mind.
Super smart, but she's often really nice, and she's often very like indifferential.
You know who's him? Really, like when it comes to this like basketball analysis, Hubie Brown.
Is he?
Yeah, he's good, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I like listening to him in terms of commentating. I haven't really heard any analysis from him.
Yeah,
but are you talking about like
I think he's really good at.
Does like
I think he's really good in the game.
In the game stuff,
yeah,
he knows the game. I mean, bro, he's 107 years old. You know what I mean? Like, dude is. I still Hubie Brown was old as hell when I was like young as hell. Like that motherfucker old. You know what I mean? I'm 30.
That's true.
I'm 39, and he was like, I feel like he was 80 when I was like 12. So he got to be 100. What's the math?
Is it like
he's
the
111 years old now?
Morgan Freeman thing?
Oh yeah. But Morgan Freeman old as shit too, though. He was old when I was like a baby.
But he seemed like the same age for years.
No, Hubie Brown seems like he's older. He like he was old. I feel like he was more.
He was old during that like NBC era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was coaching. He was coaching when we were young.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean
It's
that's
crazy.
the thing. I just want to put it out there. Like I really truly feel bad for women's athletes. Like it sucks when you say something or do something and you're constantly criticized, no matter what the circumstances are, just because you're a woman. And often a lot of WNBA players deal with that stuff. Like I see posts all the time, like where a woman she gets credit for scoring 40 points and having 15 rebounds or whatever, and they go, that's nothing. You know what I mean? Like first time in WNBA history this person did something. It's a young league, so there's going to be a lot of first times that they do stuff, and often the number one comment is, oh, NBA players do this every single day. Well, it's not the fucking NBA, it's WNBA. You know what I mean? It's a completely different game. So I just wanted to point that out because I often feel bad for our counterparts, our female athletes, and I'm excited for some of the stuff that's happening in women's college basketball that's making the game way more exciting.
I mean, some of their best players are more popular than the men's college best players at this point.
Yeah.
Like Angela Reese is more recognizable than probably. I mean, some of these NBA prospects on Kentucky are pretty recognizable, but she's definitely up there.
Yeah, I mean, so is Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
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 So and honestly, I also love what Nike's doing with the shoe campaign. I think the Ionescu's, the Sabrina Ionescu shoes are the best basketball.
Are they
Nike
unisex?
Basketball shoes. What?
Are they unisex shoes?
Yeah, they're unisex.
Oh, that's dope.
And that's they're the best looking basketball. I don't know. I haven't felt them. I haven't worn them. They're the best.
But you would hoop in
shoes
them.
that I have seen Nike put out in like a decade.
You would let Adam Sandler cook you in those.
100%. 100%. No look pass.
All right. So you feel bad for Becky, but do you feel bad for Cade?
No.
Do you feel bad for Cade?
I don't feel
At the
bad for
time of
Cade.
this recording,
I don't feel bad for
28 straight losses. And I was watching that score. They were up on the Celtics. And then in overtime, while we're recording.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for them. Like they have enough talent.
Every team is talented in the
I
NBA
am
right now.
not asking you to be a good team, Detroit Pistons. I'm asking you not to be the worst team in NBA history.
Can I ask you one question?
What?
When you watch Cade Cunningham play basketball, like what are you thinking? Like how do you feel about his game?
I think that he is got a significant amount of talent,
There you go.
but I think that he has got a poor amount of like game management awareness. You know what I mean?
I disagree.
I don't. Like
I think game managing is something he does really well, especially for his size.
to 28 straight losses.
No spacing,
Here's the thing, fam.
no
right?
shooting around him.
This is what it comes.
This
down
guy's
to.
never. Can I just say with it? This guy's never been in the right situations to Oklahoma State. He doesn't have shooters around him. Doesn't have spacing around him. But when you watch him play, he is good, bro.
Okay,
That guy
I
is
didn't
good.
say he was
3-level scorer. Could play on the ball. Could play off the ball. Could play that point guard role. Makes everybody around him better. He's of that Luka, LeBron mold. Not saying he's as good as them. I don't want you to start screaming. I'm not saying he's as good as them, but he's of that mold. He's that guy, man. He plays with great pace.
I agree, right? So
And he could drop scoring numbers.
I agree.
On top of all that.
I agree. But here's the thing, right? To be a great player, you have to understand the feel, the rhythm of the game, right? To put yourself in position to win games, right? Like here's the thing, right? If you control the ball, if you have the ball in your hand, right? And you're having a great game and you're in the game, right? Great players understand what to do, when to do it at the right time.
I agree.
To win the game. And that is a feel that even at a young age, players like Luka had early years in his career, right? Like I think Luka in that same circumstance at 21 years old with that exact same team does not go 28-0.
Luka's generational. I mean, Luka has a chance to be a top 5 player all time. I think Cade is a future All-Star, and I think Luka is a guy who could potentially be top 10, top 5 all time. So there's a difference there, but
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. Like, I just like you know, as a player, when you're good, right, and you have it going.
mm-hmm.
Like if you are a good player, right, and you have it going, you should be able to, within 28 games, win you a game or two. Like, it just, like, you have to understand.
Sometimes there's winning players in losing situations.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I just don't think he's a winning player.
What?
Is that the man's gone 0-28? The fuck? Like, is that a hot take?
Yeah, but it's
Is
one
that a
player.
hot
It's
take?
one player on a 12-man team, bro. Like,
I understand. I'm not asking you to win all of the games, but like, if you're that talented, like everyone has
to be held accountable, but
I
that does
agree,
not
but
mean he's not a winning player.
I understand, but like, dog, you can, as a great player or a good player, you can propel your team to wins occasionally. Like, often, I think you need a great team to win a series, to be a great team.
How about player
But
coach fit?
a player, an individual player, a good one, even not a great one, a good one, can win a game for a team every other week. A game. I'm not
There's
asking,
only 2 or 3 games in a week, so like, what are you talking about?
yeah, I'm saying like, you can win a game for a team every other week.
What are you talking about, bro?
Bro, okay.
What are you talking? Yo, you
don't even understand what I'm saying right now.
Go ahead, please. I'm here to listen. I'm here to learn.
Maybe the every other week thing was just a statement, right? Like, but like,
Go ahead. Let's get past that. Go ahead.
I'm saying that at the end of the day, if you're a talented player, right? Like you should be able to do what you need to do to get over the hump in some of these close game situations every now and again. Not dominate, but like, dog, you have 40, 12, and whatever, and fucking taking an L, bro. 28 games? Dog, even this 28 game stretch, he's averaging like 28. You can't win one of those games on your back yourself.
He's doing his part. Last episode,
I don't buy that shit.
Last episode, I talked about coach player fit, coach team fit. Like, he didn't even want to be here. They just threw him the bag. This team is not building around Cade in the right way, even though it's the really early stages. They don't have shooting. They don't have spacing. They don't have any players with grit. Like, we talk about Dylan Brooks all the time. They have nobody like that. You need players like that around Cade for you to be successful. And I understand that they lost 28 in a row.
Dog,
But I don't think it falls on – everybody's accountable, but I don't think the brunt of it – is it the blunt or the brunt? The brunt. The brunt of it falls on Cade.
I'm not.
Let me ask you one thing.
Falls on Cade.
Can I say one thing before you talk? This scrimmage between – do you remember back in the summer –
Yeah.
when Team USA was having scrimmages against a made-up team in Vegas?
Okay.
Cade Cunningham was playing against Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like the best player on the court by far. I understand they're only scrimmages, but it speaks to this guy's talent. We talk about Anthony Edwards as the future face of the NBA at times. And this guy literally, I know it's only scrimmages, looked like the best player on the court.
Were they winning? Like, for me, I don't care. Like, everybody looks nice now. Everybody has gotten the skill set to look.
He's not
like
that
a
type,
good
but
player.
he's not. But
I don't.
You're
care
pitching
about
him whole
that
into,
shit.
but you're pitching him into like maybe like an ISO guy. Like, he makes the
I'm
right
not
pass.
saying he's an ISO guy. I get it, dog. Here's the thing, man. If you put up incredible numbers all the time, you do all the right plays, and you still lose, how effective is it?
There's other variables, bro.
Okay, regardless if there are other variables, right? The result is the same, right? Right?
What's the result? As a team, they are losing a lot.
Losing.
Bad. Yes.
So what the fuck?
Well,
does
some of
it
the games are
matter?
close, but you know what I mean.
If you put up fucking 40 every fucking night, you putting up 40 like it's nothing, but you letting up 42. How effective are you? This is why I say this is what to me a great basketball player is. A great basketball player is the result of winning, not the ability that you can perform on the court. Like, that is my definition. You know what I mean? So I look at him and I go, you can't be that great. You can't be. As good as you are, as good as you look, you cannot be that effective as a player. And I agree. There are other variables that play a part. But at the same time, we've already discussed, they're not the worst talented team in the league. They're not.
Probably the Wizards.
I would say San Antonio's got less talent than them.
Keldon Johnson and Wemby
It doesn't matter. They have less talent than them. Like that's all you can say.
I don't know, bro. Wemby's Wemby and Keldon Johnson's a good ass player.
Wemby or Cade?
Wemby's better.
Okay, who's better?
And actually, right now it's probably close, but Wemby will be better.
Okay, so Sheldon Johnson and
Keldon, yeah.
Keldon Johnson and who's the next best player on the Pistons? Bogey, right?
Keldon Johnson's better right now.
Okay, maybe.
And then like Sarr's their like third guy. He guards the other team's best player.
Okay,
I mean James Wiseman ain't it right now. Like
Isaiah Stewart,
tough like role guy. Like he'd be a good 8th guy, 9th guy. Like I understand what you're saying. Bogey got talent in the sense that like on a contender as like your 7th guy, he could be good, right?
Yeah.
But he's like their 2nd guy.
Okay, so regardless, right? I don't think they're the worst talented team in the league. They're not.
I'd say the Wizards, yeah.
Right? But the Wizards haven't gone 0 for 28, right?
That does, but I don't think that makes it fall on Cade, though.
I'm not it doesn't fall on Cade. I'm not saying it's all his fault, but it's a testament to what his ability, like how his ability translates to success. Like, dog, like yo.
Team sport, bro. Team sport.
Get it, but at the same time, Cade also looks like the type of person who is not good at galvanizing the troops. He looks like a quiet, demeaned individual. He doesn't look like the guy that like, hey, yo, we're 28-0. Like, dog, this is what you're gonna say in the locker room. Like, that plays a fucking part.
Duncan, Kawhi, they're like that.
But the thing is,
Jokic.
Here's the thing. Jokic does. I've seen video of Jokic talking to players. Jokic also leads by example. I've seen video of Jokic yelling at players. I saw him yelling at Marcus Morris. There's a clip on your YouTube. He comes at people. He's talking about
Jason Kidd, quiet leader. Right? I see what you're saying though with Jokic.
Jason Kidd, he's a quiet leader. He's still talking. He doesn't have a loud voice. Cade looks like the type of person who is like, okay, we're 28-0. Like even in the post game interviews, it doesn't seem like he's saying the right things, but I can't feel it from him. So that plays a huge part in your success as a player as well, too. You know what I mean? Like, dog, there are so many variables, right? Just because you're the most skilled player on your team does not make you a winner. Doesn't make people want to run through a wall for you. Yo, I don't want to let Cade down. Do people say that? You know what I mean?
I think you're slightly prisoner in the moment right now. I think when we look at Cade's career in its entirety, I don't know, maybe 15 years from now, you'll be thinking a little bit different about him. We're in disagreement. I think he's a winning player. You don't think he's a winning player. Let me ask you this though. You said
you got to win to be a winning player.
Listen, let me ask you this. Listen though, that's not true. It's a team dynamic. It's a team sport. You could be a winning player on a losing team. How many times? Aaron Gordon, Andrew Wiggins. Winning players, they just weren't in the right situation. But let me segue to this. You said Luka coming into the league was a winning player right away, right? He has it. He has that it.
He's got it.
Right? You don't believe Cade to have that it.
Mm-mm.
Is that a skill you could develop?
Yeah, I do think like when I was younger, and this is so hard to articulate. That's why I don't think I'm making a good argument, right? With the last thing I said.
Take your time.
When I was younger, I just played and I looked at my individual stats, even if those stats included assists, right? I just was like, well, I got 7 assists. I had 27 points. I had this, that, and the third. I didn't become the player I ultimately became later on in my life until I understood how to win. And understanding how to win it's a chemical equation, right? It's not just me putting up these amount of numbers, right? It's not the counting numbers. It's like, oh shit, our best defensive player is a big guy who gets no touches. Let's start off the game by giving him 4 or 5 easy buckets, right?
Bulls did that with Cartwright, right?
Right? What?
Bulls did that with Cartwright, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lakers did that with Bynum all the time, right? So, I know that in the third quarter, my team's always sluggish. So I'm gonna go on an offensive tear, and I'm not gonna look for people. Like, it's like winning a basketball game, not even a basketball game, probably any sort of sport, right, is about timing. It's about understanding the moment. It's about, okay, it's time. Like, I'm not the greatest defender, but like, I'm going to exhaust the most energy to stop them during this moment because I know this run is going to put a nail in our back as a team. Like, those elements, they're so intangible. It's hard to explain, right? And
You're saying it's an art.
Absolutely. And I feel like that is the biggest missing component in current basketball. I think so many players just look at numbers. That's all we see. But like, there are so many elements of the game that play a part in winning and finding ultimate team success. And that's something I don't see in Cade that I saw in a guy like Luka early on, right? And
are you just saying that because of the result or because of Cade's process?
No, I'm saying it because of the result. All I can base it off is the result. It's
not. You could watch him play and be like,
watch him play.
This guy's not in the right situation.
Here's the thing. He isn't in the right situation. I agree with that. I'm not talking about winning, being a great team.
I understand.
I'm talking about getting a couple wins, fam. Like, dog, you're the worst team in NBA history.
I don't think yet, right?
What?
I don't think yet.
No. The worst was they just broke the record the other night at 27.
Oh, okay.
So now they're 28. So they're climbing. They're the worst team and climbing.
And as you said before our recording, no team's gonna want to lose to them. They're gonna be getting every team's best night.
Every team's best night, but at the same time, they're putting up their best night every single night. That's the thing. They're playing their best basketball. They are literally right now historical bad, record setting. Every loss is another record. Come on, fam. Like, dog, you think about the other teams that happened to. They had nobody, bro. They were just awful. Like, you're talking about a guy who you think is really talented. And
you do too.
Right? Like, I think he's got talent. There's a limitation on how good he is because, like.
Do you think he's a future? Do you think he's a future All-Star?
What?
Do you think he's a future All-Star?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's gonna be good. Like, like there's great guys that like he doesn't mean he's gonna be a winner. I mean, that's what I meant to say. Not good. Like here's the thing. Even guys that have worse stats than him, right? You often talk about these young players, right, that came into teams, and you're just like, whoa, okay. He's changed the whole culture of our team in terms of, even though his numbers might not be amazing at this point, he is making other players play better, want to win, think we can actually win, make it believe that we can win. Like, that plays a huge part. Jason Kidd was like that. You know what I mean? Like, they were losing. I'm not saying those early Dallas teams when Jason Kidd was on, they were losing. But they believed that they could win.
When he had the sneakers with the bubbles?
No, that was after that. Yeah. They believed that they could win. You know what I mean? Like, that was the difference. Like when Penny came to, granted, Shaq was nasty, but Shaq's first year with Scott Skiles and Nick Anderson, they were trash. You know what I mean? The moment Penny came on the team, they started to believe that they could win. Like, that is a huge component that I think that I'm trying to articulate, that I can't articulate, that he doesn't have that winning factor. Doesn't matter if he scores 40, 50. Dog, he's losing. Every game.
It's an easy take to just say he doesn't have a winning factor after losing all these games.
Every game. I'm not talking. Yo, if he was just a bad team and I was saying this, you got me. Every game he's losing. The most ever. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, this is a extremely, as you said, hard thing to do. It is really, really hard to lose 28. It's impossible. It's never been done before. It's never been done before. It's impossible. What they're doing is impossible. Real talk.
Okay, but I don't think it lands on Cade. I think, you know what?
I'm not saying it lands on him. I'm just saying it's a testament to what his ability is as a winner.
Bogey wasn't there most of the year, and I think that what Cade... No, listen, though. I think if one person is doing their job, and not saying that everybody shouldn't be accountable.
That's the fucked up mentality right there, right? The difference between great players, right, is that they pick up the slack for people whose jobs that aren't being done.
Oh, stop, Ash.
You're just saying, I'm doing my job. I'm scoring my 40.
Hey, we're about to segue to Ash's Ask Ash. But anyway, I seen you lose in. We're gonna take this to a way lower level. I seen you lose in Equinox as you were playing with scrubs. So don't say it can't happen.
But if you talk to anyone at Equinox, right?
No, we're not doing that.
I dragged the most scrubs to wins, bro. I promise you. Yes, I have lost with them, but am I losing every game? Absolutely not. Because there's some games where I get hot and I'm like, I can do what I need to do to win this game regardless of if you coming along with me. But yes, I'm not going to win a championship. I'm not going to win the league with a bunch of scrubs. Yes, you need to be a great team. You need a whole bunch of players. But if you are even a good player, you can drag your team to a couple wins.
Yeah. But yeah, good episode, Ash.
That's it? I thought we had one more.
What we got?
Then we have
we talked. Look, you want me? I could go through everything we talked. We talked about Cade. We talked about Jalen Brunson not being the A1, and we got to Ask Ash.
Okay, that was it. Damn, I thought there was something else on the docket. Okay.
Yeah.
Guess that's it.
Yeah, Ash has so much fun talking to me, and he just, in some ways, just wants to be him, because we saw that, to tie it back to the beginning, when he just saw me wearing that St. John's, he saw me repping Queens, and then he felt like he had to come in and do the same. So I don't know if he's going through his text messages or looking for topics.
I thought we had one more, but maybe you're right.
But sometimes we have feel for podcasting where we don't have to go to every topic. We could just segue to different topics as we go through our topics. Okay. That's feel for podcasting. We got that.
Okay.
We're elite. All right? Remember that.
I remember that. Okay.
All right. Ash, Combo, we are out. Don't forget to punch down on that subscribe button, even though Ash doesn't like me saying punch.
It's too violent, brother. You know?
2023? It's too much? Too aggressive?
Like, you see all that happened with Draymond, man. You know, we got to keep it humble.
You know, we're caught up on the audio side with things, so he's with us on your Apple Podcast app. You know, rate and review the show. You can listen there if you don't catch us on YouTube. Where could they find us on YouTube, Ash? You're the YouTube guy, man.
He's with us show.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
He's with us show.
You can find some cool reels. And the IG page, of course. He's with us show, where Ash gets down and dirty talking about Julius Randle, and they hop in his DM. It's crazy. Oh, and now with the Brunson takes, who knows what's gonna happen?
I ain't saying nothing bad about Brunson.
It's gonna be utter chaos.
I said something bad about Knicks fans, man.
Damn! Don't attack the Knicks fans. All right, we're out. Peace.